Our next speaker, trust me, this is worth the price of getting here alone. We're going to continue to talk about the value of relationships and the people that you meet and how they can help you grow personally and professionally and also in your business. Our next speaker is very, very dear to my heart. As you all know, he is our trainer for Pure Leverage, takes his time voluntarily every Tuesday night to invest into each and every one of you and all of our affiliates around the world. But this gentleman not only is a friend, he is a mentor, he's a brother in Christ, he's someone that I aspire to be. I can't say enough about Terry, so I'm going to, without further ado, I want you to help me welcome to the stage Mr. TerryAnglin.
We call them cool, those hearts that have no scars to show, the ones that never do let go and risk the tables being turned.
Before I get started, I just want to first thank every one of y'all, because y'all are the reason I do what I do. Y'all are the one that touches my heart. Y'all are the blessing to me every week. And when I see what y'all are accomplishing or what you're attempting to do, and you're not giving up, and you're taking the action, that's what comes back to me. This isn't about me. It's not what I do. It's what you do. And when I say that I love you, I truly mean it from my heart. Thank you. This has been a change in my life since I started with Pure Leverage. It's been even prior to Pure Leverage with what Joel, Mike, and the whole team created for everybody. They've been doing this for many years to change lives. It's not about just them, but they want to make changes in your life. We've heard the same theme throughout this conference so far about what you can do for yourself and what may stop you from making success. And that's kind of where I want to continue on as well, because it's so important to understand what may be stopping you from succeeding in this business. I titled my message Here to There, and that means where you are currently and how do you get to there. You'll kind of notice, if you can see the pointer, and this is just kind of a technology type tunnel, but you'll notice it curves, so you can't always see everything around that curve. But you notice there is a light at the end of that tunnel. What is your there? Because it's not the same for all of us. It changes. Even through life, your there will always continue to change. Maybe it's a new house. Maybe you want to do more traveling. Financial security. Just plain having freedom. Freedom from anything that's holding you back in life. But you have to decide what your there is. It changes for every one of us. And many times in life it will change. Mine there continues to change every day.
Yeah, because he's moving to San Antonio, baby.
The attitudes that affects whether you get from here to there. I can't or I won't will keep you where you're at right now. I can and I will get you to where you want to be. It's just an attitude that you have to get wherever you want to go. I can't or I won't. And sometimes this is hard, but I can tell you it's affected me, and I've been in every one of these attitudes in my life as well. But are usually accompanied by one or more of these attitudes. A complaining attitude. Always looking for something. I'm going to cover each one of these in a minute. A defiant attitude. A fearful attitude. And finally, a hopeless attitude. Let's go through each one of them individually. The complaining attitude. And this is not a personal attack on anybody. It's just what we have to look at personally in ourselves, because we're the one that makes that decision, what's holding us back. I don't understand how this works. I don't think I can learn it. I don't have enough time. And I don't have enough money. If you don't understand how this works, then it's up to you to learn how it works, because it's going to be you that makes the change in your life. We're here to help you understand how it works, and we're going to do everything we can. Personally, me, I'm going to do everything I can to help you in every way I can. I can't do it for you, but I can try to help teach you how to do it. I don't think I can learn it. I can tell you that I've got emails from people that are in their 80s that are doing everything they can to succeed at this. That touches my heart, because when you're getting into the older ages and you can make a change, and I'm getting into older ages every day too. But that really gives encouragement when they change a complete different lifestyle. If you notice how many of the young kids nowadays will pull out a phone and do one thing here and do something else over here and multitask, I can barely answer my phone. And I'm involved with technology. My own son asked me, he said, "Why'd you go get a smartphone? You don't know how to use them." And he's true. I don't have enough time. That's for you to make the time. You have to make sure that you set aside time to grow your business. Now, as Russell mentioned on his video, be sure to set time back for your family, because you can get so tied up in this business. And I'm guilty of doing the same thing many times, that you'll give every minute of the day to the business and start ignoring your family, the important things in life. I actually have a Cocker Spaniel that I don't know why it started, but I was working until 10 or 11 o'clock at night. And that dog started coming in there about 9 o'clock at night and scratching on my leg and barking, and would not leave until I got up and went in the other room with my wife. That dog is smart. But I caught myself doing the same thing. And you got to have time for the things that matter in life. But you do have to make time. It doesn't matter if you give up watching a certain TV show. Personally, I don't watch a whole lot of shows. I do try to catch a few every once in a while, but I don't watch a lot of shows because I'm always working on something. Maybe it's getting up an hour earlier in the morning. Maybe it's staying up an hour later at night. You see and hear about all of the ones that are working 15 minutes a day and living the lifetime on the beaches. And even though there are many that do that, I can tell you they didn't start that way. And it's because of what they built that even gives them that opportunity. I don't have enough money. then it's time to start looking if you can find something that you can cut back on. If you got 250 cable channels, maybe cut back to 100. I haven't been able to watch more than one at a time anyway, so. Maybe it's something that you need to look at other options that you can do to earn some extra money. Because when you're in business, whether it's in online or brick and mortar, you need to have some funds to be able to grow your business. There's no way around it. Now, Pure Leverage offers one of the cheapest opportunities for anybody to get started in business. I've told the story before where I thought, well, I was going to take opportunities that was going to launch my business, and 30 days later I would be walking the great life. That I would go out, and I took out a loan on my house of $18,000 to pay for a 3-day weekend because I thought it was going to change my life. Now, I don't look back and don't even think about it, but I can tell you right now that what you get in Pure Leverage is a whole lot more than what I got for those 3 days. For me and my wife, we're very strong in our faith, and I started praying, God, show me some way. If this is what I'm supposed to do, show me some way to make a little bit of money so that I can launch my business. I tried a couple little things that didn't work, but when I went to look in a magazine one day, there was an ad about building crosses. And me and my wife had been praying that, God, all we need is $500 a month to get this business off and running. I messed up a lot of times even in doing that. And I don't know if I can even. But I started building little bitty crosses like this. Within 2 months, I was making $500 a month doing this. From that point, it gave me the funds to launch my internet. So I turned this business over to another person, gave up all my tools, so that they could earn some funds for what they would need to do. But this is what started because I knew I had to have some way to have some income to be able to launch my business. So whatever it is in your life, I'm not saying this is for you, but whatever it is, we can't do this without having at least a little bit of money. I hear people complain they don't have $24.95 to do Pure Leverage. Then it's time to do something, make a change. It's up to you, and you owe it to yourself to make that change. The defiant attitude. Maybe I'm walking too far away. I'm not going to do anything I don't want to do. I'm not giving up anything that changes my current lifestyle. I'm not going to participate. Now, many of y'all are participating today in this live event. I'm not going to give up, or I'm not going to get out of my comfort zone. I can tell you right now, these attitudes or these points in the defiant attitude will hold you back from doing anything. You have to be willing to make changes. And you have to be willing to get out of your comfort zone. My biggest mentor for getting out of my comfort zone is the man that sits right over here. Actually, there's two men over here, Joel TerryAnglin and Mike Potvin. And I sat in the data center one day because I always did one-on-one because I didn't think I could be in front of people. I sure would never be on a stage. I was terrified when I even started doing webinars. They actually made fun on the first webinar I did. I did small ones in the beginning, 15 people maybe, 10 or 15. When Pure Leverage started, and Joel gave me the opportunity to be the trainer, and I began the webinar. And another guy that was on there was Mark Call. They were all texting back and forth because they said, he's going to lose it. Because the count started going up. And the next thing I know, it was somewhere around 900. 900 plus.
I have to say one thing, though, which I thought, I was so proud of him for. The next call we did, Mike and I had 1,900 people on the call, and he was miffed because he only got the 900.
That's
Well, people go up, he goes from, I can't speak to 10 people at once, to being upset as to why he wasn't speaking to 1,900 people.
And I agree. I did tell him that. I said, how come I don't have that many?
Out of your comfort zone.
Getting out of my comfort zone. That's it. In my life, I would have never dreamed of being where I am today. I would never have dreamed on being in front of people. I do love helping people. The one-to-one business was where I talked to them on the phone. And that's the business that I've run for years. I still run that part of the business. I don't advertise it anymore. The reason is because what Joel, Mike, and the whole team have created. And when I sat in that office that day and they told me, I said, this is what I'm doing. And they said, Terry, you can't help any more than what hours are in the day. And the only way you can really make it work, the only way you can grow your business along with helping more people is to start doing webinars and live presentations to groups. So I quit advertising, taking on any new clients other than the ones I've still got, because I wanted to reach as many people as I can. I want to leave a legacy that I've been able to help people succeed. My wife can tell you that I go many times to bed at night and say, I wish there was something that I could do to help somebody special. I wish there was a switch I could flip and make somebody a total success. I haven't found that switch yet. I won't give up because I want to make it where everybody can succeed. Of course, I do get some people that don't want to do anything. Y'all see Joel, the muscles, the muscular build? One thing I discovered a long time ago, and what you've heard over here at this week, or this weekend, he's got a 7-minute program. I walk into those gyms, walk around 7 minutes, I still don't see nothing happening.
Don't work. It's a scam.
You got to use the equipment. You got to be willing to do something. Joining Pure Leverage, paying $24.95 a month, becoming a reseller at $19.97 a month, but then not doing anything, will make you nothing. You've got to learn to use the tools. And you owe it to yourself. You owe it to your families to make a change in your life, to be able to make a success. And maybe you've got some charity that you want to help, whatever it may be. Whatever your there is, it's up to you to get there. A fearful attitude. I know I've been down this one. I'm afraid I'll break something. Well, you're not going to break anything in pure leverage. And if you do, we've got Richard and Donnie and Jerry and Gary and all of the ones outside that you heard about yesterday that's going to fix it. But you're not going to break anything. But you need to get in there and use the tools to learn how they work. Because when you start using these tools, you become excited about them. I've talked to several here just over this weekend about the autoresponder, our number one tool. I've talked about ways outside of just thinking outside of the box to understand the power of what you can do with it. Because of the fact that when you become so excited about something, when you understand it so much, it's so much easier to be able to talk to people about it. They'll hear in your voice your excitement. If you don't know anything about it, and you go to try to talk to somebody and sell it, you say, "What are you selling?" "I sell an autoresponder." "What is an autoresponder?" "I don't know, but it's worth money." "How many people are going to buy it?" "Not many." So you need to understand what the tools are. I'm afraid that I'll make a fool of myself. That's what kept me held back most of my life. I would try to hide in the back of the room to make sure nobody could ever call on me because I was scared to death. I'm going to make a fool out of myself. One of the reasons that I joined with Joel, and y'all have heard this story, but the first time I seen him on stage was in Dallas, Texas at an event. And he doesn't realize how much that changed and how much it attracted me to him. But he come running up on the stage in his pajamas. That proved to me that he was saying, "Get out of your comfort zone." And it was a huge crowd there. I'm afraid I'll fail. Well, you will fail if you don't try. I'm afraid to make changes in my life. Well, I'll tell you what, if I hadn't made changes in my life, I wouldn't have my lovely wife. I know the blessings that I've had in my life is because of the changes that take place every day. So I cherish the changes that take place now because I can see what they do and how they get us to different points in life. The hopeless attitude. I'll never learn how. I personally know every one of you can learn how. But I can believe in you all day long. If you don't believe in yourself, you won't succeed with it. I'll never be a success You can all succeed at this. We all have the same tools. We all have the same capabilities. It's only our own mind that will control whether we're a success with it. I'll never understand everything. You don't need to understand everything. You only need to understand how to get started. The rest of it will come over time. I don't understand everything. I know that I learn every single day. You've heard Joel say that he doesn't understand everything. He learns and changes and adapts every day. The I can't or I won't, to get from here to there, means you're going to change or need to change to I can and I will. Decide to move forward if you want to get there. It's your decision. We can't make it for you. You need to have a desire for there, whatever your there is. When you're passionate enough about what you want to get and where you want to get to, then you'll be able to get there. You need to devote yourself to get there. So allow yourself the time, the resources, whatever it takes to get there. And those will continue to change, as I mentioned earlier, because your there will continue to change as you go through life. Set the goals that are achievable, and then continue to change your there as you accomplish those goals. If you don't understand the autoresponder, set that goal as being the first thing you do, is to learn how to use it. Don't understand blogging, the conference room, whatever it may be. Start with one thing. You need to be determined to get there, because if you're not determined, you're not going to make it. We can be determined for you, but we can't make it for you. And most importantly, you need to believe in yourself that you can get there. Positive affirmation is very important, or very strong. When you believe in what you can do and you believe in yourself, but if you get on a negative attitude and say, I can't, then you will lose. So believe in yourself. Get the help that you need. You need to watch the training videos, and not because I made them. But you need to get involved with the tools. You need to get in there and learn what they can do. Attend the live weekly webinars. And come with an open mind to learn something. I know it's an hour, but if you sit there for 52 minutes and you hadn't learned anything, and all of a sudden one thing is said that you learned, then it should be worth that whole hour. You need to meet people at live events. Just like this live event right now. How many of you people have met somebody new? Great. Because that's what matters. It was the live event that I met Joel. And as you've heard many of the other speakers say, it was at the live event. Tom Beal said, it's at the live events that they met somebody that made the change in their life. Go to the forum, ask questions. Because one thing we have here at Pure Leverage, and we don't take the word lightly, is a family. and every one of you are part of this family. And when you go to the forum, we can't answer every single question ourselves, even though we would love to and we try to. The same as I ask you to send emails to me each week from the webinar, but I can't necessarily get to every one of them every week. I try to read every one of them. I wish I could spend personal time with each one of them all the time. But when it gets so many of them and so big, there's no way. So sometimes rely upon other members in the forum to help guide you in the right direction. Get the help that is needed instead of sitting there and being afraid to make any changes and hoping something's going to happen. Search for what needs to be done. We do have a support team. We're not perfect, but we're improving every day. Sometimes there's a misunderstanding in a question. Don't get upset with us, but search for other alternatives to find the answer, plus other ways of contacting. You can still ask us the questions every week on the webinar. When you come in, I will ask you this, when I'm doing webinars, come in with an open mind and not an attitude of being upset. Try to just ask the questions. I will tell you how much I feel that this has become a family. I had 4 weeks ago, on one of the webinars, two guys started belittling the webinar. They started talking about get on with the training. Well, many of you, if you've been to the webinars, you know this is me. And I train from my heart. And I can't change from that. I want to help the people that are starting brand new as well as the people that are a little more experienced. I try to do what I can for everybody. So I was spending a little time trying to help some of the brand new people and the guests in the room. And these two started attacking me. I continued to look over what they were saying for a couple minutes. And to my great surprise, after a few minutes, the majority of the room came to my defense and started telling those two to chill out or get out. We're all human, and we can only do so much, but we do care. Be prepared for battle. Any business you start, you're going to have some battles. There will be ups and downs in life. I've done this many times that, again, at the lowest part of my life, when I thought I had my dream job, and it fell apart. But I look back now and say, thank you. Because again, the paths that I've crossed, the wife that I now have, the friends that I have, the family that I have makes a difference. Technology can fail, and I'll guarantee you it will. If our server goes down, our blog goes down, that's not a time to get mad and upset, throwing things down and saying this doesn't work and leaving. You can send in a support ticket to ask the question, but understand the support team is going to jump in there and do whatever they can to get it back up as quick as possible. Because there's no way anybody in any business can guarantee you there will not be technical issues. I've seen too many people jump and run to a competitor just to find out months later that it went down and they were all mad and ready to run again. I personally use the tools of Pure Leverage and only the tools in Pure Leverage and GVO. When things have gone wrong, I didn't get upset with it. I know they're going to take care of and get it fixed. So I just move on to something else I can do until that part's back up where I can continue working in it. The negative mind will hold you back. Negativity will destroy your productivity. So don't let it get there. Know that attacks from hacks are possible. No matter how much security can be put in place, things can happen. I believe that's quite evident just in the recent news. We've heard about Michaels. We've heard about Target. We've heard about Apple. We've heard about numerous places hit. Every one of you has seen it. It doesn't matter how big you are or how small you are. They're always possible. So you just have to be prepared for the battle to get back online. And know especially that you're not alone. You're not the only one that's having these problems. And know that we're going to be there to help you every way we possibly can. Have faith. Faith is having confidence and trust. You got to believe in what you're doing. I will not promote and stand and put my name on anything that I don't wholeheartedly believe in. That's part of my integrity. That's part of my morale. That's what makes me work, is because I'm going to tell you and stand behind anything I promote and put my name on. I do that with Pure Leverage because I wholeheartedly believe in it. Faith is believing in yourself that you're going to be able to do it. If you give up on yourself, you've given up on all of it. Faith is moving forward despite any challenges that you may have. And the challenges will come. But again, don't let it hold you back. Most important to me as a Christian is to have faith and trust in God that directs every part of my life. God is the one that has caused many paths in my life to cross, and I believe there's a true purpose behind that. That's exactly why I met my wife. That's exactly why I met Joel TerryAnglin, Mike Potvin, Blake, and Melissa Coho. One of our projects that me and my wife started was because she does wood carving, she does paintings. So she needed a place to do that hobby in. Actually, she could sell her stuff, she's that good. But she gives it all away. I'm not going to get rich that way, But after we started, and we built this one board at a time with our own hands, not contracting. And I'm not a contractor, I'm not a builder to say. I work with technology. I've worked with computers all my life, or electronics. And today, I have yet to figure out how to program that hammer to stop hitting my thumb. But we wasn't going to give up. It was one of our theirs that we were going to accomplish. We did this together. But it became apparent that that was way too small. She couldn't do wood carving and painting in the same room because of the sawdust and paint don't match or don't mix for some reason. So we decided to build this, which is in the same, right next to it. Again, we built it one board at a time, me and her by ourselves. I would throw a rope over the top rafters, put a screw in a 4 by 8 foot sheet of OSB. She would hold the weight on one side while I walked that up the ladder and put it in one piece at a time. Life don't happen quickly, because I can tell you, the time we started and bought the permit until this last year, it took 8 years. So I'm not going to build a house for anybody. Yeah. Of course, I have to brag about my wife and her paintings, so I want to show you just a couple of the paintings that she works on. I'm very proud of what she does. She never thinks she does a very good job. She's won numerous awards. She's had paintings displayed in different places. These are just a couple of the little wood carvings that she's done. She's done some others that are a lot bigger and a lot nicer, but again, she gives them all away. I didn't have much to take pictures of. But she loves to take a piece of wood and turn it into something, and it give her something to do. She's not into marketing, and it doesn't matter, because the biggest thing is she's my support. She's the one that's always there. She's the one that's always sitting in the chairs in a 3-day weekend with me. You've heard our 3 points for this weekend is to invite, follow up, and launch. It doesn't take a whole lot of work if you just stay focused on those 3 points, and you've heard from Joel Peterson, you've heard from many of the others, all relating to this exact same thing. Share your link, post your link, promote your link wherever you can. And another important part that should have been on there is talk to your friends. Follow up with them. Contact those leads. Build the KLT, the know, like, and trust with them. Stand behind, be proud of what you're offering and promoting to them. Because we have a good system. We're not 100% and we're not always flawless, but we have one of the best systems you'll ever find. And then also make sure that you send them to the PL webinars. Mike Potvin created a manual, a simple 3-step manual, and it's all about getting your affiliate link and driving traffic to the webinars so that we can actually demonstrate the products and actually close the sales for you. It doesn't take a whole lot. You're going to do a lot of other things. You've heard the other ways people are promoting, and there's thousands of ways to do it. You heard that Lynn, the way she promotes, blog posts, you heard that she promotes all of her posts to numerous different locations. That's how she makes a success with it. Even if your upline does nothing, don't let your upline decide your future. It's up to you to make sure that you're going to succeed. My story has a bunch of ups and downs. But because of what we decide to do in our life and what God has blessed us with is why we make the decisions we do. This woman doesn't complain when I spend extra hours doing things. She doesn't complain sitting in a chair all this time. She's the love of my life and a true blessing every day. My story, I could go back and show you many things, but I'd really like to show you. Joel, could you come up here? Mike? Johnny? Blake? Melissa?
Let me grab it.
This is my story. This is what matters. People that believed in me. People that are my family now.
Love you, buddy.
I want your dad to come up here too. I want your too. Frank, can you come up here? You know, I'll tell you about what Joel's done and his beautiful wife, Ilona, Mike and his beautiful wife, Claudette, which weren't able to be here today. But I can tell you right now, too, and I want to thank you.
Thank you, Terry.
Because if this man hadn't come along,
I
nothing would
started
be.
the story. Too bad it was in the backseat of a car. He wasn't even planned. But I'm glad he's here.
This is what life is about. This is what changes lives. This is what is a true blessing to me, to my wife. All of these are friends. Everybody involved is what makes a difference in our lives. Because of these people right here, our there is now becoming our here. Does anybody understand what that would really mean? Me and my wife love these people up here so much. I was born and raised in Amarillo. I spent 8 years building that studio for my wife, or us together. And now we have decided we want to move here. This is what life's about. And you're all part of our family. That doesn't mean you all have to move to San Antonio. The beauty, you are that. Johnny is moving to San Antonio too. This is what.
Is that a good thing? Am I allowed? Okay.
Because of our business, we can go anywhere. But if I did a different type of job, I sure couldn't have made the decision to jump up and move. What Pure Leverage offers every one of you is the freedom to make that choice. To give you the freedom to go where you want and be with friends and family at any time in your life. All you got to do is grab a hold of that dream of you're there and make it happen. Thank you. We love you. May God bless each every one of you. Love you. Love you, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Terry Anglin.